Welcome back to the Movie Day Podcast, the one and only podcast that reviews a different film each and every day. My name is Grant, and as always, I'm your host for this podcast. Assisting me on my journey to break down these movies is none other than Sky.
Hello, everyone.
And Ryan.
Howdy.
Speaking of howdy, the movie we are discussing today is Hell or High Water, directed by David Mackenzie, starring three names in which, if I mispronounce any of them, I will be immediately fired as host. Starring Chris Pine, Ben Foster, and Jeff Bridges. And it is about two brothers that decide to rob banks in order to save their family ranch. And I don't want to get into any more than that because I guess spoilers for my thoughts on this movie. It is fantastic. Sky, in one word or less, would you recommend Hell or High Water?
Hell yes.
Oh, that's 2 words.
I don't know about that one.
I'm going to go with a yes for me, dog.
Slightly more than one word on that one. Yeah. I am also going to say yes.
Yeah, we're...
Anyone have anything to say before we get into our group discussion, which may or may not involve spoilers?
Yes. Isn't this movie free on something? Oh, Netflix. Free on Netflix. Watch it on Netflix.
It is on Netflix. Thank you, Ryan.
Other than that,
anyone got anything else?
I'm ready to dig into this movie.
No, yeah, I'm ready to spoil away.
Yeah, let's just get into this. Just watch the movie. It's fantastic.
Thank you for watching Movie Day. Yeah, definitely a good movie. It was my first watch, and it was your guys' second watch, correct?
Oh, I've seen this movie way more than 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I seen it for the first time like a couple weeks ago. I know, right? Like, what the hell? Have you been sleeping under a rock? Yes, I have. It was like super entertaining. Like, I just love like the characters in this movie. Like, I love the setting. Cause like I've been to Texas and I was like, yeah, that's what Texas is, man. It's outlaws and no, it's not. But it's definitely like a really cool like movie about bank robbers, who are 2 brothers, like Grant said, trying to save the ranch. So they're doing it for a good cause, right? So is that breaking the law technically?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's making me think. Yeah, that's the tagline for this movie actually is "Justice isn't a crime."
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, technically,
it's
for
some
good
shady stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get into that?
Yeah, let's get into that.
Because I was kind of wondering where the plot and the story would go because they're just kind of robbing the banks, and you're wondering what are they doing this for? Like, they're kind of like hinting at it, but then they do say like the bank essentially like screwed over their mom and like is like taking over the ranch. So essentially, they're robbing those banks, in particular that branch, to like pay them, and then they're gonna have them manage the trust. It's like such a cool like concept.
Oh yeah, like how they clean the money in the casino, like all this stuff. I was like, oh my god, that's like so smart. How is like, I mean, I'm sure some people have thought about it, but like, and maybe they've like made ways to stop it from happening now. But like, I could totally see this happening in like small towns in Texas. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
Such a cool
speaking of
concept.
taking the money to the casino, I know, Sky, you asked me this, but if it was legal to like cash that much money in at a casino, because like they were taking like
Oh yeah,
shit
like
pile
it was
of
like
money to the casino.
it was like wasn't like 10 to 20 grand they would do it.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much.
Is there a limit though? Like, I wouldn't think so. Like, I would think like a casino would be like, yeah, we'll take it, sure.
Well, I feel like there has to be a way. Well, I guess it's tough though because they brought the money in, switched it for coins, and then they switched the coins back. I guess my thing is, do you have to report? I mean, this is just like a boring conversation, but do you have to report that stuff on your taxes? Like, I mean, I don't know, because like I'm pretty sure like it's like you can't like accept a gift over 10 grand or else like it's technically classified as income. And I'm sure
tax,
each state's different.
would
Although
qualify.
Texas, they don't have state income tax, so maybe it isn't a problem there.
Maybe
Boom.
that's why they did it in Texas. Boom.
Yeah.
They thought of everything.
I just love
Yeah.
the duo too, like the 2 cop duo with Jeff Bridges and I can't remember the other guy's name.
I'm gonna get you in a second.
Where's that?
Why is he so far down? Gail Birmingham.
Yeah, Gil Birmingham. Okay, yeah. I just love their
there we
chemistry, dude. Yeah, yeah, they have really good chemistry. Like when they were together in their scenes, like looking for the two brothers, I was like, oh man. Every time they came up on screen, I'm like, I can't wait to see like what happens, because like they're completely like different people in a way.
Yeah,
like, Gil's character is kind of like, you know, he's kind of got his shit together or whatever, and then like Jeff Bridges is kind of like, oh, we're gonna get them bastards. Like, just wait. We gotta just wait and sit and watch this bank. They'll come eventually. And like, yeah, it was. They had good chemistry too, and so did the brothers too. Like, it's just a great cast. Like, they did a really good job, you know, filling this cast with some people that could work together.
Some great character work in this movie.
yeah. I like how they set up Jeff Bridges and his partner's like dynamic, I guess, because they set it up like Jeff Bridges' character is gonna be the one who dies.
The one who dies, yeah.
Yeah. And then it reverses. And like, yeah, that acting scene is great when like Jeff Bridges finally snipes at Ben Foster and he just starts bawling. Yeah, that was a really good acting scene.
Well, like he's like laughing at first, and then like on a dime he just like switches. Like, we forget just how fantastic Jeff Bridges is.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's a legend.
That was a really cool scene.
We kind of get him in small doses nowadays.
And they kind of like what I liked is like, you know, they got you really attached to who they were as like a team. Jeff Bridges and Gil Birmingham, you know, they really kind of set it up like you started caring for him, and then you're like, shit, something's gonna happen to both of them or one of them, and like you like you guys said, you assume it's Jeff Bridges, but then like when it happens to the other guy, you're kind of just like, oh, because Jeff Bridges, you know, was always just teasing him and like joking around with him, you know, and like kind of like saying like jokes and racial slurs like to him just to be funny and just kind of like pushing his buttons. And then when something serious like happens where he gets killed, and you kind of
you realize like, how much he actually
like it's
how much he cared about the guy.
He really did deep down care, and like that's just kind of how we are. Like, we take people for granted until they're gone, and it just kind of like sends like a shock through your like the audience too. Like, it was like, wow, like I bet he feels like really bad, and then you're really hoping that he kills Ben Foster's character. But it depends, you know, like you could care for Chris Pine and Ben Foster as like, you know, the bank robbers too. You could be like, oh, they're just trying to make a living, you know, they're bank robbers.
Yeah, you did care for them.
And you care, yeah. And then when Ben Foster is like going down, you know, with a shootout with the entire police force of Texas, at what it looked like. And
yeah, it's kind of tragic.
It's kind of it's kind of a weird thing. Like, it's like a weird set of emotions in that entire scene there.
Like, you kind of hope they like get a way out, but then you kind of realize what like they've been alluding at all the time. Like, Ben Foster is like born for this life. Like,
yeah,
it's just in his nature.
He's a Comanche.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the bank robbing scenes were hilarious with Ben Foster in it too, because like Chris Pine is like always like the calm and cool one, but Ben Foster's like the crazy one, you know, and like he's like saying this weird shit when he's in there.
Yeah, he goes and robs the other bank while Chris Pine is still eating.
Yeah.
And Chris Pine just like walks out of the restaurant. Ben Foster's running around, money flying everywhere.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Well, yeah, they made Ben Foster's character like he's like literally like I would say pretty much almost like an evil person. The only redeeming quality is like he's doing this because he loves his brother and like his family, and like that's like why. I mean, granted, he likes it, but like you can definitely tell like in the end, right? Like he sacrifices himself so his brother can get away with the money for his kids and stuff. Like he does care about his brother, and so like it even their relationship, right? Like, as they leave, and like they both know like Ben Foster's gonna die, and they both are like see you like fuckface, you know what I mean? Like they just like insult each other as they leave. Like those are their last words to each other. Their insults, and like it just shows how all these people like can't really get fully emotional, or like they do, but they never like fully express it until like, you know, stuff happens with Jeff Bridges' character too. I mean, they both have like kind of similar dynamics. Like,
And I love how like they show that not the only danger for like being a bank robber is not only the cops, but you have to watch out for the townspeople too, because like they all have guns.
Yeah, they had something like 5 to like 10 cars chasing them.
Oh yeah,
at one point.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even like a single cop. Like it was all like citizens of like the small town. They just like live for that shit. They're like, oh, we got a runner, and then they love like shooting them down and stuff. And it's like, damn, that's like fun to them.
Yeah, my favorite scene though has to be when they were at the gas station, Ben Foster and Chris Pine.
My god,
Oh yeah,
that scene was hilarious.
they show up and like guys blaring heavy metal music or whatever.
Yeah,
Be like, there's 10 of me.
Yeah. Oh, that scene's so good. I think it's all one take too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it
All
is.
one take. Goes in the store, comes out. Chris Pine just like beats the hell out of the guy. He goes around. The guy's like, dude, he deserved it.
yeah.
He's like, I told you, 10 of me. Yeah. No, that scene was great. I love the what don't you want?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't want the corn or you don't want the green beans. Only time someone ordered anything but a T-bone is some asshole in 1972 who tried to order trout. They don't serve no goddamn trout.
Dude,
Yeah.
so many great lines.
They really captured like that small town like Texas feel. Like
Oh,
in
yeah.
every scene. Like all the
The dialogue was great.
Yeah, it was. It was
Yeah.
super good.
Yeah, probably my favorite speech is the one that Gil Birmingham gives when he's talking about how like his land was or their land was taken by like the grandparents of this generation who had it taken from the banks, and
Yeah.
there's another level of people taking too, but it's I just like that whole like dynamic of like the next
just keeps
generation
happening.
taking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a good movie that I finally got to watch. I'm so happy I got to it. And I owned it. I actually bought it like before I even seen it because I just knew like it was gonna be a movie like just from the synopsis.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty inexpensive movie even right now to get, I think, if I can recall correctly. But even if you don't buy it, it is on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I really like the subtlety too of Jeff Bridges, like little things they do with this character. He can't sleep alone. He has to sleep. Like they definitely hint at that, like he cares about this guy a lot, and you don't fully realize it obviously until the end. But like he sleeps with the Native American blanket over him, and like when he's outside, they have like that little subtlety, and then like yeah, he'll like literally stay in the room and bother him, and the dude's like, just let me like watch TV alone. And he's like, like. Nah, I want to stay in your room and sleep in this chair. And you think he's just trying to annoy him, but like you kind of realize too, like he can't be alone and he likes being around this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie is pretty much the closest thing to perfect you can get.
Yeah, there's a lot of good scenes in this. Like right off the start too, because don't they start with like a bank robbery too, and you're like automatically just like whoa, like you get right into it.
There's also one shot too with the car driving around the whole building, like right up to where she walks up, the teller or whatever I guess her occupation is at that bank. She walks up to open the door. It's like a lot of great scenes.
Yeah.
So I think
that's pretty much
I feel like we can talk about this movie for
hours.
Days. Yeah. But yeah, do we have anything we want to say right now about it?
I think those are all the main points.
I like the
I
ending
haven't.
too, where like Jeff Bridges knew, you know, like he just kind of goes to his ranch and he's just kind of like, because he's retired, right? Like they forced him basically to retire after his partner got killed, and he's kind of like getting old for the game. And they're just kind of like talking on the ranch, and then he's just kind of like trying to like poke at Chris Pine about like, you know, like just admit that you did it, right? Type of deal.
I like the
how-
whole "give me peace" or "give you peace"
Yeah.
dialogue. That was all good.
Yeah, I like how open-ended they left it. They
Mhm.
basically just said, "Oh, you're welcome to come anytime to finish the conversation."
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, you know where I'll be, type of deal. Yeah, it was
Yeah, it's great
Good.
stuff.
for sure.
Is there anything else we're forgetting?
I think that's all I got right now.
Yeah, there really wasn't like normally like with movies like this, like where there's like a two brothers thing, like they kind of have like issues together, but there really wasn't any issues between the brothers. They kind of didn't separate. They were kind of together until the one scene where Ben Foster told Chris Pine to just go, like forced them to separate, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like for, you know, bad argument's sake. Like they didn't like have really any serious arguments, you know. They kind of stuck together like brothers in this as bank robbers could do, and like outlaws. But so I guess I like that because like it didn't follow like the typical movie formula of like, oh, there's the character conflict is right here, now we got to resolve it so they can get back together and do their thing, because they kind of stuck together the whole way through, which is how you would expect it in this movie, because they kind of needed to until the very end, where they just couldn't shake the town, so they had to like send a decoy, which was Ben Foster out, and Ben Foster's like, nah, I was born for this, and Chris Pine went his own way. Yeah, but that was my last thought.
Yeah, other than the fact that this movie didn't win a single Oscar, that'll be my last thought.
It got nominated but didn't win any. That's crazy.
Yeah, nominated for 4, did not win any. So yeah, I can just kick it off with the ratings, I guess. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a 10 for me.
Yeah, I'm like conflicted. Like I have it at a 9, and I really don't have like problems with it, to be quite honest. I'm just like, for whatever reason, I'm just not at a 10. I don't know. I mean, I have seen it like 5 or 6 times, so maybe that's why. But yeah, who knows? It's a 9 or a 10 for sure. It's definitely not lower.
I have it at a 9 right now. I've only seen it once though, so it's definitely closer to a 10 than it is an 8. So, but right now I'm just keeping it at a 9 until I watch it again, because I will be watching this again, because I own it on in 4K and Blu-ray.
It's the way to do it.
But yeah, so I have it at a 9 for now, but it definitely could reach that 10 potential. But yeah, for some reason I just can't give it a 10 yet, because it usually takes a little bit for me to watch a movie a couple times, and then I might give it a 10, or if it just floors me right off the bat, I'll give it a 10. But that's only happened in a couple instances. It's really rare with me.
Alrighty, so for our next podcast,
The hype, the anticipation
It'll
is
be-
over.
yeah, it's finally here. The what year are we on now? Is it like the 91st Academy Awards?
Oh, jeez, I have no idea.
I have no idea. I'd have to look it up.
I'm going to it right now.
Yeah, it would.
Oh, it's not going to say on IMDb, is it? You piece of shit. It's in the 90s. I'm gonna say 91st. I could be wrong. 91st Academy Awards. Should be a lot of fun. There's no host. Who knows? We might go hostless for the
Yep,
podcast.
you're right,
Just
91st.
to keep
Just
up with the
confirmed it.
spirits.
Yeah.
Right. So expect the unexpected.
Yeah, we're gonna bring
Expect
you
it.
guys a crazy podcast. It's gonna be nuts. There's gonna be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this next one.
Yeah, and also tune into the Oscar podcast too, because in the end of that, we will hopefully have a set date in stone for our best of 2018 podcast. So that should be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We're gonna have our own categories. We're gonna pick movies from that year that are our favorites for said categories. If there's anybody out there watching and you have a suggestion for categories, throw them our way.
Yeah, but definitely like hit us up with some comments. We're looking for some unique and funny and interesting categories.
Yeah, could be the craziest thing too, like craziest. Like a what is your favorite WTF moment in a movie or something like that? Like I don't know.
Yeah, like best mustache or something. I don't know. We're
get creative with it.
We're open for ideas. But anyway, if you guys like this podcast, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well as leave a like and a comment. We would love to hear your thoughts, suggestions, and recommendations, as we were just mentioning. To keep up with updates and other news regarding this podcast, follow our Twitter and like our Facebook page in the description below. You guys want to add anything else?
Nope. Go check out Hell or High Water if you haven't. That's it.
I second that. See you tomorrow.